But it got to the point where I felt trapped. I was like, it's never enough. There's always somebody with an opinion. There's always something where I just can't feel like myself. Like since then, I've always been like, we need to be more embracive, more accepting of ourselves.
Guys, my nail fell off. Nobody saw, nobody knew that my nail fell off.
Okay, I'll probably need a second when I get there.
We just heard from an amazing group of women who are all related to influence, and now we have an enormous influencer here, Huda.
Hi.
So you're an Iraqi American who grew up in Tennessee, and you faced a lot of bullying, which is how you actually got into makeup in the first place. And now you're one of the wealthiest self-made women in the world with a net worth of over 500 million. Your brand is worth over $1 billion, but you are, in cosmetics. That's not new. That's actually quite old. How did you break through the noise and build your brand in such an established industry?
Well, thank you for all of that. It's funny because when you're saying all those things, on the outside, I feel like it seems like I have all my things together, but in the inside, it never feels like that. I think one of the things that helped me break through the noise, and for anybody out there who's a young entrepreneur, I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do right away. And the thing that I was very passionate about was beauty. At that time, blogging was very new. And it was all about fashion bloggers. And when I was starting, everybody was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you talking about beauty? Nobody does that. Everybody talks about fashion. Like, we take photos, we post them online. Why are you posting about beauty? You're going to be out of a job. You're a makeup artist. You're going to be out of a job. And it was funny because I didn't know exactly where I was going to go, but I kind of identified some gaps. And for me at the time, it was, I was a makeup artist. I was loving lashes. And I saw an opportunity to create, a brand around that. And then, I think that's a huge opportunity for people out there. It's like, what is the gap and how can I fill it and be really passionate about it and, and kind of make a plan around that. And that's kind of what I did. I just focused on gaps.
Right, of course. And so speaking of beauty, something that I think is really interesting about you is you've been pretty open about the use of Photoshop. So in the fall, you posted a photo to your audience, and I'm going to read the caption. You said, "It's difficult when I choose not to edit because I'm called fat, and if I choose to edit, I'm called fake." I want to talk about the role of authenticity because, your signature is makeup, which is kind of a form of editing. And when you bring Photoshop into the fold, do you think that's sort of a dishonest marketing because you're selling an aesthetic?
It's complicated, right? And beauty for all of us is complicated. It's like a representation of who we are, and it is so complicated. I do Botox and fillers. That's a form of editing. My doctor is here, Dr. Huda. Very strong woman here. There's definitely like different forms that we edit. And I remember at one point feeling trapped. Because here I was like, I felt cute, started doing makeup, post my pictures online, got some criticism, and sometimes reacted to that, like by doing things, and sometimes it was about me representing who I was. Maybe I didn't take care of myself, so I was helping myself, in different ways. But it got to the point where I felt trapped. I was like, it's never enough. There's always somebody with an opinion. There's always something where I just can't feel like myself. And I felt like I wanted to break free from that, and that's why I started just being open about it. And I know, like, at the end of the day, when you take a photo, sometimes you look much better in person than you do in the photo. Like, the photo never looks good.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, even when you look really cute, you don't look the same way in the photo. Like, I guarantee you guys always look better in person than you do in the photo. And that's hard because, like, we see those photos of ourselves and we feel like that is who we are. And it's really, really challenging. And back in the day, when it was like the celebrities who were taking photos, like it wasn't that big of a deal, but now we're all taking photos all the time. All the time. And so this is when it becomes a little bit of a challenge because, you know, me as an influencer, I have lots of tricks up my sleeves with, you know, makeup, and then I do play, you know, I dabble, you know, with different things. But then I also, it's like layer upon layer upon layer upon layer to the point where I didn't know who I was anymore. And that's why I felt like I'm just gonna like break free and just be more honest about it. And truthfully, I didn't know where I was going. Like I didn't have an answer. But it was really important for me to break free. Can I say a little bit something else about this?
Please do.
Okay, if I'm not talking too much.
That's kind of the point.
So there was a point where everything kind of changed. We launched our skincare line, Wishful, and when we were launching it at the times, there was a lot of influencers, a lot of celebrities coming out with skincare, and you know, I knew when we did the photo shoot, it was going to be, oh, you put on natural makeup during a skincare photo shoot, and then you do Photoshop and you sell the skincare.
That's complicated.
I was like, okay, like, I just feel like this is a lie, and I'm really internally bothered by this. And I remember, you know, speaking to my team who are here, and I remember speaking to them and saying, okay, we're not gonna do the Photoshop, we're not gonna do the makeup, we're gonna do the photo shoot, and this is gonna be it. Like, I was so proud of ourselves. I was proud of myself. I was like, I'm a badass, you know, like I'm so strong. Well, hold on, before you start clapping. I got onto the photo shoot, and I remember feeling so just like absolutely like stuck. I saw the photos of myself and I was like, wait, I don't have the Photoshop. I don't have my makeup. Oh my God, like what do I do? You know, I can pose. I mean, Tyra's here. She taught us all how to pose. Right? I watched every episode of America's Next Top Model, learn how to pose. But I got in front of the camera and I was stuck. And I remember having a moment. I looked at the first photo that the photographer took and I was like, looking at that woman, like myself, and I was like, she deserves to feel good. She deserves to feel accepted. She deserves to not have to feel trapped by all this stuff. And that was really like an absolute moment of change for me. Like since then, I've always been like, you know, we need to be more embracive, more accepting of ourselves.
We're almost out of time. So in closing, what are you teaching your daughter about success and what it's like to be a woman in charge?
You know, success, I think the thought of success is changing. You know, it used to be outward value and now it's really become inward value. And so that's something that I'm trying to teach my daughter, how it really does come from, you know, certain levels of happiness and just being connected to yourself. I mean, I try to teach her those values, and you know, she's a very highly in tune, highly emotionally intelligent child. She's incredible, but you know, she goes through different periods where she's like, sometimes she's like, okay, I'm ready to take over. When are we changing the name? When are we changing it to Nor Beauty? Like, you don't know what you're doing, Mom. Let me take over. And then there are moments where she's like, you know, I just want to be a free spirit. So, you know, I think that I would like her to be a combination of all of those things. You know, to be like fully appreciating herself, understand when she is working hard, why she's working hard. So many of us, and I experienced this myself, I was working to prove outward value. I didn't feel good enough, and I wanted people to recognize that I was good enough, but I never accepted that myself. And so, you know, when I did all the work, there was a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of tears.
Yeah.
A lot of deep work. I actually feel like now I come from a place that's so much stronger, and I want her to have that too.
Well, that is really inspiring. Thank you so much, Huda.
Thank you.
I have been waiting all day for this conversation. Tyra is someone who truly needs no introduction. An author, teacher, oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you hear this all the time. You are just such a strong, badass woman. Like, it doesn't matter what industry a woman is in, you have so much impact on them. You have no idea. You have no idea.
We organized a talk to give those ladies, to make them understand it was something that you love to do, but you create a beautiful story out of it, and how you passed through it, how you struggled. It wasn't like a